Hey guys, Big Chonis here. What's going on? Can I do a quick update here on this Bitcoin price action that we're seeing here because we have some pretty intense price action, something we haven't seen in several weeks of trading. And what we're looking at here is quite a move in the price of Bitcoin here. I got my daily chart up here. Listen, we have fallen several $100s here. This has been a very long time since we've had a move like this, especially a bearish move like this, and we are seeing a lot of these support levels that we've been watching, especially with a lot of our altcoins here, just break down. Just fall apart right here. So we're going to take a look on what's going on here, and we'll get a sense of kind of where we're at and potentially where we could be headed here as we kind of go through this price action here. We kind of came on a little hastily here, so let me just get set up. All right, so how's it going, guys? All right, so listen, let's go to a lower time frame here just to see our most recent price action. All right, that sounds good. That sounds good. And yikes. So look at it. We're blinking. I'm on the 30 minute here. Just blew way through our lower Bollinger here. We're checking out our RSIs here to see what extreme oversold conditions can be. Look at the 30 minute. We're on 8 on our RSI here. We pump out to my hourly. And wow, what a candle here. And we're still falling. This volume is really intense right now. This is a lot of big volume coming in, big bearish volume. And no one's really prepared to buy into this right now because we're not seeing any wicks here. We're just seeing this consistent capitulation coming in right now. We have seen Litecoin break its 47, which was its lows. We back tested it several times. And where's my Litecoin here? Wow, 43. So we're definitely, wow, we're breaking through all of our lows that we put in October. We had retested them in November, and we are just breaking through there. So we're going to start to look at areas here where we're oversold conditions, where we're outside of the standard deviation. Look at our support line here at 47. Now we're at 43. We're definitely into new lows of 2018 here. We go back to Bitcoin Cash. This was kind of the thing that started our last week of pumpiness, of bullishness, and just gave all that back with this big hash war that's happening. Remember, our fork in the road here is on the 15th, which is tomorrow, and we're getting very close to that. And you see how we've just blown through. Remember, we started this bull run on Bitcoin Cash when it was around the 420 area here, and we're getting close to that area. So we've given back all that entire push even before the fork is supposed to happen tomorrow. And I have a feeling that the Bitcoin Cash war that's happening right now is having a lot to do with some of this bearish action here. Now we're breaking through 58 here onto the 57s. Now listen, guys, what were our lows in June? Let me get rid of my Bollingers here because we know we are way below. All right, let me go to my TD here because we are way below. I'm going to a price label here. This was June. This was my June low. Okay, so we have broken our June lows. We have new lower lows for 2018 right now. And because of a break of this, really can set in significant lower prices to be had here. Because listen, this is breaking through our equilibrium. What was our equilibrium? Our equilibrium was holding and maintaining higher lows while still putting in lower lows, right? And this is our first real break of our equilibrium. Been talking about when is a bear break actually a bear break? Well, this is it. This is it. We are breaking through our 2018 lows, which were our June lows. And that's significant. And this can set a narrative for a lot more price action here. We're breaking through 5,700 right now. Okay, this is our daily candle here. This is one of our nastiest current daily candles. Remember, we still got about 7.5 hours left of this daily price action candle, and we have just broken through tremendously here. Now look at our RSI and our daily here. Wow. 19. Go back in time here. When do we get down to 19? We got down to in August of 22, and we got wow, it's been a while since we've been this low on our daily RSI. Like there, January of 2015 on the Coinbase exchange was the last time we had a daily RSI this low. And we keep dropping here. 56.64. We are in a new all-time low for 2018. This is significant. This is our equilibrium break that we were so close to seeing if we could break through bullishly. Where are my bulls at? Where are those bullish charts we were seeing on Twitter all these past few days here? Look at all these alts just annihilated right now. ZRX, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Cash, Ether. Look at Ether here. Remember, we bottomed at 167. Right back here in September. That was our September lows, and now we're once again reflirting with that area there of putting in again a new low for 2018 here, getting very close here. ETH volume so far isn't that crazy compared to other ones there. Like we had seen what an ETH volume capitulation looks like over a several day span here. We're sort of holding that higher low just barely there on ETH, but that could definitely blast through pretty quickly there. Look at Litecoin now. We're at 41. We're going into the 30s here. Remember, 33 to 35 had been an area of previously historic support. Let me go way back to my Litecoin chart here. There we go. Here's my chart. We see we had found support here back in September of 2017, right at $34. If we break 40, remember 40 was that last little area of support here that we broke bullishly through of this triangle, got all the way up to 97. Remember that? Then we pulled all the way back to 34, which had shown to be a very strong historical support, also holding that MA200 area on the daily chart there. Now we are on the inverse of that, coming back down, and this is significant because, again, we're putting in new lower lows for all of 2018 here, and that is notable. All of our alts are falling here. Let's look at our longs and shorts. Now, look at that. EOS shorts just pumping right here. Bitcoin Cash short. This was so weird. They were both at all-time highs, cash and long, really coming down here. A lot of shorts are taking their profits, it seems like, when they loaded up Bitcoin shorts pretty substantially here. Bitcoin shorts, look at that. They're finally loading after so many days here of consistently breaking bearish, unable to load. First time like Bitcoin shorts are basically loading into this blood that we're seeing in the price of Bitcoin here. And Bitcoin longs are, they basically did top off over here. They're capitulating a little bit here, but not from a percentage standpoint here. Let's go back to our main players here. Let's take another look here at Bitcoin. Wow, 55. Holy Toledo. 55.61. There we go. We're getting into that mid fives. All price levels now become on the table here with this big dump. Remember, we have been seeing these big movements, these wallet movements over the past several days here. Big amounts of Bitcoin have been moved around into exchanges, right? Ready to make a big move, and this is it. They were planning to dump. And they are dumping, and here we go. Now I'm going to pull back my Bollingers again. On our daily, we see how incredibly low we are here. I'm going to my higher time frame here. My weekly chart, let me zoom out here. Once again, guys, this is Big Chonis. Thanks for joining me. 240 of my closest friends here while we watch this epic move here in the price of Bitcoin. Listen, this is an epic move because it's been a while since we've seen a kind of move like this. Look at our weekly lower Bollinger now. Whoops. Our weekly lower Bollinger now is actually being tested as support and pushing it lower there. We were unable to hold our MA 100, which is my blue line here. Yeah, Yeah, there it is, my MA 100. Can't really see it very good. Let me make that bigger there. There we go. So look at, we're breaking through my MA 100, and I keep eyeing my MA 200, which is way down here. I don't want to talk about that just yet because it's still there, but it's still there. Keep an eye on that there. We are setting a new trend here in what's going on. Now, we are oversold on a lot of our lower term indicators here. Look at this volume on the 4-hour chart here. I'll go back to my RSI. Again, 4-hour RSI, we're at 6. We're at 6. So this was quick. This was quick and bloody, and it brought everything down with it. Look at our OBV falling off a cliff here. Any bullish divergence that we had seen, especially in our OBV, is gone. And now we see this is our longs and shorts ratio here. You see they were spread up for so long. Look at our shorts now shooting up here, beginning to get closer and closer to our long contracts, which are slowly coming down here. This is notable because that's what we're going to see, this kind of change around in the sentiment here and kind of how this affects things here. Now, we're watching for here we go. So here's our little short-term bounce here because we are just way oversold on a lot of our indicators here. Here's our wick. I'm on the 5-minute here, so we're going down to low time frames here. Now this is kind of get remember, this can bounce and get back to retest previous areas of support that are now shown to be resistant. But this is going to be very volatile here. So where do we bottom here? We bottom at 5,564, and we are slowly trying to pull our way up here on very oversold conditions here. Okay. And we're just looking for a little stability in the market here as some bottom feeders begin to come in and try and prop the price up here. We are so oversold on so many of our indicators right now that this is going to be a very differentiation for what we've seen in the past, where we can have, our oversold bounce, okay, kind of consolidation and chill out for a while, let the dust settle. But because we have broken so many of these important longer term support levels, they will now become resistance levels. That is notable here because what was once support can now be resistance, and it'll be harder for the price action to break through and to get above those areas here. So we're watching this short-term bounce here as some buying is coming in. I'm just going to mark my low here so far. Again, we have a new low. This is our new low for 2018 here. Our February lows, 5,700. Our June lows, 5,700, have not held. We have now set a new 2018 low of 5,500 and change. That bigger there. And we're just watching for our oversold bounce here to potentially try and be able to test our short-term conditions here that we've basically been oversold in here. We're going to keep an eye on this to see if we get anything bought up. This broke all of our altcoins here. Remember, I've talked about what happens if Bitcoin does break bearish. How is that going to affect our altcoins here? It took everything down. I want to go to coin market cap here. Let's look at our volume here. This is going to spike our volume up big time. Now look at 24-hour crypto volume. I'm up at the top of the screen here. Okay, 15 billion, much higher than we've seen recently. Bitcoin dominance, 54%. Okay, so we're rising with Bitcoin dominance, even though Bitcoin is falling because alts are falling more. Money is pulling out of altcoins and going to whatever safe haven there can be. But because of that, Bitcoin dominance is rising. Let's look at our volume profile. We're over 5 billion now. Been a while since we broke the 5 billion. Looks like October 15th, we had a 7 billion. And ever since then, we've been mired in our 3 billions and our 4 billion area here. Now we're over 5 billion. Remember, we still have like 6-7 more hours left in this daily candle. So this move is significant here. Catching knives is a very dangerous game here. This is not just a chart situation here. This is fundamental changing happening right now. This Bitcoin Cash thing, which is tomorrow, is really setting the entire market kind of ablaze. And we're seeing that spread out here in the entire situation of what we're seeing right now in this crypto market. This is extremely notable here. And listen, if you're trying to find a bottom here and catch these knives, be prepared to take some profits along the way here. 6,000, the markets, the exchanges, right? The miners have been desperate to hold 6K, right? Now that they have failed to do, I mean, listen, we've broken below 6K a couple times, but have found that buying chance. Now that we've put in these new lows, anything's possible here. Go back to Litecoin here. We're seeing that major capitulation volume here. Oh, let me get rid of my thing here. There we go. Okay, big volume here now. Again, I'm on a very short time frame here. We're just seeing a little bottom feeding here because we are so oversold on a lot of our lower term time frames here. Check out our 4-hour RSI. It's at 12. Okay, when was the last time we were that low? But remember, a low RSI does not necessarily mean a bottoming in the price. You can still have put a higher intraday RSI price without putting in an actual bottom in the actual price of the coin here. And that's notable because low RSI does not necessarily mark the bottom here. So we're seeing a little bouncy bounce here with some of our oversold conditions. Go back to my 5-minute here. Little scalping coming in here. Remember, this is just oversold bouncing we're seeing here. And remember, what was previous support is now going to be previous resistance. So even though we had held 47, right, on the Litecoin chart, we touched it 3 times. Okay, that 47 area, where are we going here? Up here, okay. We had tested it 3 times on our daily chart. It held right here. September, a couple times here in October, okay? Now we've broken through. So now we could argue that what was once support is now resistance. And if we're able to crawl our way back up to that 47 area, is that going to be that kind of slam on the brake situation there? Let's go back to, let's see here, Bitcoin futures. We did have some gaps in the chart here. Our lower gaps definitely got filled. I want to go to a lower time frame here and actually see if this bear move created any newer gaps here. On my 1 hour, I'm kind of get rid of my Bollingers here, clean it up a little bit. Yeah, yikes. I'm going to my 4 hour, see if any bigger gaps were created with this vicious bear move. Looks pretty clean there. A little gap here filled by this price action here. The 4 hour looks pretty good, but there are a couple smaller ones on the lower time frames. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on there. Whew. All right, so guys, 300 of my closest friends here. Thank you so much for joining me. I wanted to get back to you with this pretty interesting price action here that we are seeing on Bitcoin. We haven't seen this kind of bearishness for quite some time here, and we're just in the middle of some sort of a massive sell situation here, and we're watching this wick here, slowly get bought up as we just have experienced these major oversold conditions here. So our 15-minute candle here. So we see how we closed like right at the lows of our previous 15-minute candle there, and now basically we're big volume here, okay, trying to come in, trying to see if they can catch a bottom here. Remember, these are going to be quick flippers sometimes. People come in, scoop up something, it pops a little bit, they scale out, right? There's not a lot of confidence that this area is going to hold, and now that we're sub 6K, just to get above 6K would be so much harder to even do that because of what has transpired here, where we now have what used to be major support zones are now going to be turned into major resistance zones. So guys, listen, this is kind of those moments there that as traders we're kind of excited about. Because volatile moves and high volume moves can definitely bring in, trading and scalping opportunities. And that's something that as traders, we look for and we want to take advantage of. Big volume is definitely coming in here as we try and stabilize in this 5,700 area here. This is major capitulation volume. The problem with why this is happening is because after so many days and so many weeks, right, of holding an equilibrium, because that is failing now. Listen, I'm kind of get rid of my bull lines here. You know, we had our bull targets, what a bull break would really consist of, right? Breaking through our October high, breaking through our September high, breaking through our July high. And right now, what we're looking at is a failure to hold our October lows, our August lows, our June lows. So this is definitely kind of your paradigm shift here, where the bears are now in control. The equilibrium has broken through. Clean that up a little bit. And now we've put in a new low for 2018, and everything else now is just going to be based on that point there, because we did not hold our higher low equilibrium. This changes, really changes the entire chart here. Now, what we could possibly look for is some sort of a back test. You know, I'm a big fan of retesting areas that used to be support, right? That are now acting as resistance here. So our main backtest line for me could potentially at some point be this yellow line here that held our price up, higher low, broke through. But that would put us back over 6K. That'd be our best bull case scenario there at some point, to come back and retest this line of once previous support, now turn very strong resistance here. This candle, this is our daily candle. Remember, we still have 7 hours to go in this candle here. So this is going to be definitely a major volume candle as we speak here. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, 300 of my closest compadres here today, as we watch this very volatile price action of Bitcoin. I'll keep you guys posted through the day. Remember, this is a very interesting time here. This volume here is pretty strong, and as we have now set in a new low for 2018, anything can happen. Many price levels can be achieved much lower. Continue to update, guys, on the Twitterverses. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Big Chonis. These are all my best ideas. I do take technical analysis very seriously. I'm a crypto trader, an investor, a mentor, a chart psychologist. Please do your own research, and please stay safe out there. From me, Big Chonis. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out. Stay safe.